Hello, I'm Jeffrey Ballesteros and I'm here to present the Chapter 3, Key Components of Computer System Operating System. Introduction. The key components of computer system and operating system. the the computer system have three components, that is the hardware, software, and peopleware. The hardware is the computer associated equipment, and the software is telling the hardware what to do, and the most important is the peopleware, because this is the one who use the power of computer. Computer system is a computer machine that programmed to carry out the sequence of arithmetic and logical operation automatically. Input unit is used to transfer raw data to controlling system into the information processing system. The function of input units are: first is accept data and set of instruction command. Convert the data into the form that can the computer accept. Third is provide the converted data to the computer for further processing. Central processing unit. This is the brain of computer, and it consists of three units. First is the control unit. Second is arithmetic logic unit. And third is the primary storage unit. Control units is used to manage and coordinate the operators for the entire computer system. Arithmetic logic unit it's used to execute instruction and perform calculation and decision. Primary storage unit, and this is also called the main memory. The output unit is the one who give the people information. The example of this is projector, speaker, headset, monitor, and etc. that related to giving information to people. Components of computer system, we have three. First is the computer hardware, computer software, and lastly, the humanware. Ang computer hardware ay ito ang bumubuo sa katawan ng isang computer, tulad ng CPU, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. At ang computer software naman ay ito yung nasa loob ng computer, tulad ng mga apps tulad ng Facebook, Messenger, Chrome, at marami pang iba. At ang humanware naman, ito yung taong gumagamit sa isang computer. Computer hardware components. This consists all the machineries and equipment on the computer. We have four types of computer hardware components. First is the input device. Second is processing device. Third is the storage device, and last is the output device. Clarification of input device. First, we have the input device that for the text and image. The example for the input device for image and text is keyboard, scanner, tip mark, graphic table, digital camera, and magnetic ink character reader. Input device for audio, earphones or headset, recording musical instrument, and MIDI keyboard. Input device for video, we have webcam, CCTV, digital video camera, and last, the pointing device. We have mouse, trackball, joystick, and touchpad. For output device, this is capable for giving us information by using speaker, earphones, monitor, and printer. The soft copy is the non-tangible object. The hard copy is the tangible version, something that you can touch. Different types of output device: LCD monitor, LED monitor, LCD projector, dot matrix printer, laser printer, inkjet printer, thermal printer, speaker, woofer, earphones, and headset. Storage device. This hardware is used for storage, porting, and extracting data. We have two types of computer storage. First is the primary storage and secondary storage. Primary storage. This is the main storage of computer. It's used for storing and program data that directly go to the processor. The two types of primary storage is the RAM and ROM. RAM is a temporary memory bank that where your computer store data. ROM is a computer storage that non-volatile permanent data that can only be read, not to be written. In secondary memory, we have three types. First is the magnetic medium, optical medium, and flash memory. Storage ay magnetic medium. It can be any types of storage medium that utilize magnetic patterns to present a information. And the example of this is a flop disk, magnetic tape, hard disk, and video cassette. Optical medium. It is a non-volatile storage media, holds content in digital form that can be written and read by lasers. The example of this is a CD, CDR, CD-ROM, DVD, CDRW, DVD-RW, and DVD-ROM. Flash memory. It is a solid-state, non-volatile, readable memory that function like RAM and hard disk. The example of memory flash memory is solid state hard disk, memory stick, flash memory, and the last is the micro flash memory. 1 byte is equal to 8 bytes, and 1 kilobytes is equal to 1024 bytes, and 1 megabytes is equal to 1024 kilobytes, and 1 gigabytes is equal to 1024 megabytes. 1 terabytes is 1 trillion bytes. 1 petabytes is equal to 1 quadrillion bytes. 1 hexabyte is equal to 1 quintillion bytes, and 1 zettabytes is equal to 6 trillion bytes, and 1 zettabytes is equal to 6 trillion bytes, and yottabytes is equal to 1 septillion bytes. Part of system units: motherboard, hard disk drive, storage, optical drive, memory RAM, and microprocessor. Motherboard or mainboard. The motherboard is the main circuit board holding the integrated circuit of the microprocessor memory. Ang motherboard or CPU ay isa sa pinakamahalagang parte ng computer kasi ito ang nagbibigay buhay sa isang computer. Hard disk drive storage is used as the main storage device for program and data when the computer is not being used. Ito ay isa sa imbakan ng mga data, imbakan or lalagyan ng data kapag naglalagay ng mga impormasyon or mga datang kailangan sa isang computer. Optical drive. It's a DVD drive. Allows a removable optical disc to be used to store information. Memory, RAM. Memory is the processor working area, and it's here all operation actually take place while the computer is running. Dito nailalagay ang mga data kapag ang computer ay gumagana. Dito pwedeng ilagay ang mga informasyon habang ang computer ay ginagamit. Computer power supply. This supply the electricity to all the parts of computer. Ang computer power supplies ay ang nagsusupply ng mga electricity sa lahat ng parte ng computer para ito ay gumana. Heat sink fan. This is sit on the top of the CPU and draws heat up into the fins of the heat sinks. And then the fan pulls air up and through the fins, cooling them. Ginagamit ang heat sink fan para hindi uminit ang CPU, para maiwasan masira ang CPU. Kasi pag sobrang init ng CPU, maaari itong mag-overheat at masira.
I'm Jocelyn Palantino. I will continue the report from Jeffrey Ballesteros. So, number 8, network card attached to the PCI or peripheral component interconnect slot used for a broadband connection like cable or DSL. The term broadband commonly refers to high-speed internet access that is always on and faster than the traditional dial-up access. Kasama sa broadband ang ilang high-speed transmission na teknolohiya tulad ng digital subscriber line, cable, or fiber. Ang PCI network card is a type of computer hardware that can be installed within a computer case directly onto the motherboard of the computer. This type of card is installed the peripheral component interconnect slot on a computer mother's board. A network card is also known as a network adapter or network interface card. It acts as the interface between a computer card network cable. The purpose of network card is to prepare, send, and control all data on the network. On expansion card or otherwise, sound card it is a computer expansion that facilitates the input and output of audio signal to and from a computer under control of computer programs. Besides improving sound quality, a sound card allows you to use speaker or stereo and microphones. The sound card can accept an analog sound and convert it to digital data that can be stored in an audio file, or it can accept digitized audio signals and convert an analog signal that can be played on computer speaker. Graphic card is an expansion card which generates a feed of output image to a display such as computer monitor. It is also known as also called a video adapter. Display and video card, graphics board, display adapter, graphics adapter of frame buffers. An expansion card is an internal card that gives a computer additional capabilities such as enhanced video set. It is a collection of chips that provides the switching circuitry needed to move data throughout the computer. In a computer system, a chipset is a set of electronic components in one or more integrated circuits known as a data flow management system that manage the data from between the processor, memory, and peripherals. It is usually for the motherboard. Pinagsasama nito ang clock generator, bus controller, system timer, interrupt controller, DMA controllers, CMOS RAM and clock, and keyboard controller. Cooling fan is used for cooling purposes. Computer cooling fan draw cooler air from outside and expect the heatsink to cool a particular component. This system keep the operating temperature minimized. Ang isang computer cooling fan ay kinakailangan upang mawala ang init at mapanatili ang iyong computer sa isang malamig na estado. Kaya may iwasan ng anumang pinsala sa mga bahagi. Pinapaganda nito ang buhay ng komplikadong sistema ng pag-compute na disenyo. Para sa makabagong intricacies ng cooling fan na ito, positibong nakakaapekto sa mga antas ng pagganap na kung bakit ang paglamig ay maaring maging mahalaga bahagi ng marami pang PC builder ay nakakatulong na mailapat ang cooling system na ito ng mas mabilis upang matugunan ang mga issue sa suliranin. Dito dahil sa hardware na madalas nagpabagal ng system ng computer. Kung ang temperatura ng CPU ay masyadong mataas, bababa ang performance upang maiwasan na masira ang processor. CMOS battery. It provides CMOS with the power when the computer is turned off. All the motherboards comes with a battery. These batteries mount on the motherboard in one of the three ways to obsolete external battery, the most common onboard battery, and built-in battery. The CMOS complementary metal oxide semiconductor battery in the computer is used to store the hardware configurator settings. It also keeps a record of the date and time when the computer is switched off. Ang baterya ng CMOS ay nasa loob at nakakabit sa system board na tinatawag na motherboard. IDE or Integrated Drive Electronics. Controller, it is responsible for controlling the hard drive, the CD-ROM, or compact disk read-only memory. Electronics reside in the drive itself, eliminating the need for a separate adapters. No matter what you do with your computer, storage is an important part of your system. In fact, most personal computers have one or more of the following storage devices. Sample floppy drive, hard drive, and CD-ROM drive. SATA or Serial Advanced Technology Attachment. Controller major upgrade of IDE controller is a command and transport protocol that defines how data is transferred between a computer, motherboard, and mass storage devices, such as hard disk device, optical device, and solid-state device. Ang karaniwang interface ng hardware para sa pagkonekta ng storage at mga CD or DVD drives sa computer. Computer software components. Your system has three basic types of software. First is application programs, device drives, and operating system. Computer software, it refers to the set of computer programs, procedures that describe the programs, how they are to be used. We can say that it is the collection of programs which increase the capabilities of hardware. Software guides the computer of every step worth. During a particular job, the process of software development is called programming. Computer software is a genetic term for organized collection of code representing instruction executed by a computer. Software is often written first as source code and then converted to a binary format that is specific to the device on which the code will be executed. Categories of software. Computer software is normally classified into two broad categories: system software and application software. System software is a software designed to provide a platform for other software. Example of system software include operating system, computational science software, game engines, search engines, and industrial automations and software as a service application. If we think of the computer system as a layered model, the system software is the interface between the hardware and user application. Communication sa pagitan ng user, ibig sabihin, dapat kumpletuhin ng bawat user ang kanilang mga gawain bago ipasa ang control sa susunod na user. Number 2 is multitasking sharing operating system. Time-sharing operating system enables people located at a different terminal or shell to use a single computer system at the same time. The processor time CPU, which is shared among multiple users, termed as time sharing. Ang time sharing operating system ay isang uri ng operating system kung saan ang user ay maaaring magsagawa ng higit sa isang gawain at ang bawat gawain ay nakakakuha ng parehong dami ng oras upang may sagawa at tinatawag din itong multitasking operating system. Real time, it is also known as embedded operating system, and it is totally depending upon the clock interrupts. A real-time operating system time interval to process and respond to inputs is very small. Examples: military software system, space software system. Real-time computing is a computer science term for hardware and software system subject to a real-time constraint. For example, from event to system response, real-time programs must guarantee response within specified time constraints, often referred to as deadline. A distributed operating system. It is used in many processors located in different machines to provide very fast computation to its user. It is a model where distributed applications are running on multiple computers linked by communications network. It also known an extension of the network operating system that support higher levels of communication and integrations of the machines on the network. A distributing operating system is a system software over a collection of independent software, network communicating and physical separate computational nodes. They handle jobs which are survive and multiple CPUs. Each individual node holds a specific software subset of the global aggregate operating system. Network operating system. Network operating system runs on a server. It provides the capability to serve to manage data, user, groups, security, applications, and other networking functions. A network operating system is a computer operating system that designed primarily to support workstations, PC, and in some instance other terminals that are connected on a local area network. Mobile operating system is those OS which is especially that are designed to allow and power smartphones, tablets, and wearable devices to run applications and programs. Some most famous mobile operating systems are Android and iOS, but others include BlackBerry, Web, and Watch OS. A mobile operating system is software that allows smartphone, tablets, and other devices to run applications and programs. A mobile OS provides an interface between the device and hardware component and its software function. Example of operating system, the Unix operating system. It was first created in Bell Labs way back in 1960s. It became popular in the 1970s for high-level computing, but not on the consumer level. Since a lot of internet services were originally hosted on Unix machine, the platform gained tremendous popularity in the 1990s. It still leads the industry as the most common operating system for web server. B is the Macintosh OS, Mac OS, developed by Apple Computer in January 24, 1984. It is a pre-installed on the Macintosh 128K model computer. The Mac OS is credited for the widely used feature of every OS to date. The UI, graphical user interface, the use of icons, buttons, a pointing cursor, and the point-and-click command to execute instructions rather than the usual command line-driven interface. The MS-DOS or Microsoft DOS operating system. It commercialized by Microsoft. It was the most dominant operating system for the PC-compatible platform during the 1980s. It is command line driven interface program where the user interacts with the computer through command prompts to execute different programs. D is a Microsoft Windows operating system. It is the first introduced and operating environment named Windows in November 1985 as an add-on to MS-DOS in response to the growing interest in graphical user interface. E is Linux operating system. Linux is an open-source operating system for personal computer, servers, and many other hardware platforms that is based on the Unix operating system. Linux was originally created by Linus Torvalds as a free alternative operating system to more expensive Unix system. Has grown since its creation due in part its open source roots. Open source software is freely licensed and user. Utilities programs. These are small powerful programs with a limited capability. They are usually operated by user to maintain a smoothing running of the computer system. Various examples include file management, diagnosing problems and finding out information about the computer, etc. Notable example of utility programs includes copy-paste, delete and file searching, disk defragmenter, disk cleanup. Device drivers, specialized programs that allow communications between a device and a computer loaded into memory each time a computer is started. When a new device is added, the drivers must be installed. Application software is a type of software that performs tasks to directly benefit or assist the user. It is installed on top of an operating system such as MS Windows. Type of application software: proprietary application software or customized software. It is software designed for a particular customer. In this case, we need to hire a computer programmer. Needs are batched together and run as a group. The user of a batch operating system never directly interacts with the computer. In this type of OS, every user prepares his or her job on an offline device like a punch card and submit it to the computer operator. Sa computing, ang isang batch operator system ay isang uri ng operating system na nagbibigay sa maraming user na gamitin ito ng sabay-sabay. Hindi ito pinapayagan ng anumang direktang communication sa pagitan ng user. Ibig sabihin, dapat kumpletuhin ng bawat user ang kanilang mga gawain bago ipasa ang control sa susunod na user. Number 2 is multitasking sharing operating system. Time-sharing operating system enables people located at a different terminal or shell to use a single computer system at the same time. The processor time CPU, which is shared among multiple users, termed as time sharing. Ang time sharing operating system ay isang uri ng operating system kung saan ang user ay maaaring magsagawa ng higit sa isang gawain at ang bawat gawain ay nakakakuha ng parehong dami ng oras upang may sagawa at tinatawag din itong multitasking operating system. Real-time, it is also known as embedded operating system and it is totally depending upon the clock interrupts. A real-time operating system time interval to process and respond to inputs is very small. Examples: military software system, space software system. Real-time computing is a computer science term for hardware and software system subject to a real-time constraint. For example, from event to system response, real-time programs must guarantee response within specified time constraints, often referred to as deadline. A distributed operating system. It is used in many processors located in different machines to provide very fast computation to its user. It is a model where distributed applications are running on multiple computers linked by communications network. It also known an extension of the network operating system that support higher levels of communication and integrations of the machines on the network. A distributing operating system is a system software over a collection of independent software, network communicating and physical separate computational nodes. They handle jobs which are survive and multiple CPUs. Each individual node holds a specific software subset of the global aggregate operating system. Network operating system. Network operating system runs on a server. It provides the capability to serve to manage data, user, groups, security, applications, and other networking functions. A network operating system is a computer operating system that designed primarily to support workstations, PC, and in some instance other terminals that are connected on a local area network. Mobile operating system is those OS which is especially that are designed to allow and power smartphones, tablets, and wearable devices to run applications and programs. Some most famous mobile operating systems are Android and iOS, but others include BlackBerry, Web, and Watch OS. A mobile operating system is software that allows smartphone, tablets, and other devices to run applications and programs. A mobile OS provides an interface between the device and hardware component and its software function. Example of operating system, the Unix operating system. It was first created in Bell Labs way back in 1960s. It became popular in the 1970s for high-level computing, but not on the consumer level. Since a lot of internet services were originally hosted on Unix machine, the platform gained tremendous popularity in the 1990s. It still leads the industry as the most common operating system for web server. B is the Macintosh OS, Mac OS, developed by Apple Computer in January 24, 1984. It is a pre-installed on the Macintosh 128K model computer. The Mac OS is credited for the widely used feature of every OS to date. The UI, graphical user interface, the use of icons, buttons, a pointing cursor, and the point-and-click command to execute instructions rather than the usual command line-driven interface. The MS-DOS or Microsoft DOS operating system. It commercialized by Microsoft. It was the most dominant operating system for the PC-compatible platform during the 1980s. It is command line driven interface program where the user interacts with the computer through command prompts to execute different programs. D is a Microsoft Windows operating system. It is the first introduced and operating environment named Windows in November 1985 as an add-on to MS-DOS in response to the growing interest in graphical user interface. E is Linux operating system. Linux is an open-source operating system for personal computer, servers, and many other hardware platforms that is based on the Unix operating system. Linux was originally created by Linus Torvalds as a free alternative operating system to more expensive Unix system. Has grown since its creation due in part its open source roots. Open source software is fairly licensed and user. Utilities programs. These are small powerful programs with a limited capability. They are usually operated by user to maintain a smoothing running of the computer system. Various examples include file management, diagnosing problems and finding out information about the computer, etc. Notable example of utility programs includes copy programs, which is typically provided by an internet service provider. Then number 8 is the graphics program. Fixbase. The software allows one to touch a photograph and create graphics from scratch. The following examples are Adobe Photoshop, PinShop Pro, AppleWorks, MS Word, and MS Paint comes free on Windows PC and Painter. Are created, and 9 is graphics program. Vector Base. The software creates graphics that are similar to illustration or cartoon drawings. The following examples are Adobe Illustrator, CorelDRAW, AppleWorks, MS Word, and MS Word. Are created in drawing. Pixel graphics are created in drawing programs such as Microsoft Paint and Mac Paint. Vector graphics are created from mathematical defined as vector or curves. 10 is communication software. This software allows to computers with modern to communicate through audio, video, and or chat-based. Communication software is used to provide remote access to system and exchange files and message in text, audio, and or video formats between different computers. means the following example are MS Net Meeting, Instant Messenger IRC, ICQ, or QCMe. Capabilities of software: objects linking and embedding. It allows information to be shared between applications. Example, spreadsheet created in Excel can be imported into Word. It's a method of exchanging information between applications. And be portable of data. People who have different types of computers with different operating systems and applications often need to transfer files and programs among their computers. FTP or File Transfer Protocol allows files to be transferred over the internet among different types of computer. C is upgradability. Software upgrades can provide new useful features, but they can also cause problems such as documents may not be compatible version. Example, Word 6 data file can be read in Word 97, but a Word 97 file cannot be read in Word 6. Data formatting may be lost if a Word 97 document is saved. Data formatting may be lost if a Word 97 document is saved to Word 6 format because Word 97 contains new features that Word 6 does not have upgraded. Software frequently required more memory, more disk space, and a faster processor, so hardware need to be upgraded. Humanware. It describes the customer experience of software and hardware. More particularly, it has to do with the facilities of a computer system being developed based on the interest and need of a user. It is also called as a livingware. It refers to the user of the computer system, either direct or indirect user. Humanware is the global leader in assistive technology. Computer engineers, they are engaged in software design and application to address the need of a particular industry or sector. They are primarily responsible for the update in the software as well as providing additional customization of current software to ensure the system functionality. Design, build, and test hardware components in a system. A computer engineer works with software developers to ensure the hardware and software work in tandem while balancing factors such as performance and material costs. Information technology specialists, they are tasked to plan and coordinate the installation, operation, troubleshooting, and maintenance of the computer software and the hardware system. Information technology is your job duties include troubleshooting and upgrading servers, keeping systems secure and performing well, providing information and user support, coordinating the installation of phones, printers, or computers, and planning information technology products. Website designer. They are engaged in the construction of the navigation schemes of a website. Encompasses many different skills and discipline in the production and maintenance of website. Computer technicians, they in charge with the repair and maintenance of computers and its servers. They also build or configure new hardware as well as installing and bringing up to date the software. They are also tasked with the creation and maintenance of computer networks. And a computer technician is a professional who is tasked with maintaining computer system, troubleshooting errors, and repairing the organization's hardware. Computer operator, they are responsible for monitoring and controlling computer system, especially mainframe computer system in a company or organization. A computer operator is a role in IT which oversees that the machines and computers are running properly. Project manager, they are the person who has system analysts, they work to solve problems related to computer technology. Many analysts set up new computer system, both the hardware and software add new software application to increase computer productivity. Ang analysts now well software and hardware and the wider IT system fit the business need of their employer of a client. Project manager, they are the person who has the overall responsibility for the successful initiations, planning, design, execution, monitoring, controlling, and closure of a project. Project managers have the responsibility of the planning, procurement, and execution of a project. Programmer, they refer to a specialist in one area of computer programming or to a generalist who writes code for many kinds of software. A programming language is a computer language to develop software programs. Database administrator, they are responsible for the performance monitoring, security, integrity, troubleshooting, as well as backup and data recovery of a database. They use specialist software to store and organize data. Server administrator, it has the overall of a server. This is usually in the context of a business organizations where a server administrator oversees the performance and condition of multiple servers, the business, or it can be in the computer. And the following diagram is shown is the relationship between hardware, software, and you as a user of computer system. Operating system or OS, it is software that controls and monitors the running of application. It provides a platform for software developers choice have to design application with the OS in mind. It is responsible for the management and coordination of activities and the sharing of the resources of the computer. It is an interface between computer and user. The basic software that computer, the operating system, has three major functions. It considered software that control a computer, that operating system has three major functions. It coordinates and manipulates computer hardware such as computer, memory, printers, disk, keyboard, mouse, and monitor. It organizes files on a variety of storage media such as floppy disk, hard drive, compact disk, and tape, and it manages hardware errors and the lost data. Function of an operating system, the parts of the manage the computer's resources is known as the kernel, otherwise known as the supervisor program. It manages the computer resources. This operating system performs a following tasks. Memory management in several programs can be opened at once. The OS has to allocate memory at each program that is running, including itself. Ang memory management ay ang proseso ng pag-control at pag-coordinate ng pangunahing memorya ng isang computer. Tinitiyak nito na ang mga blocks ng memory space ay maayos na pinapamahalaan at inilaan upang ang operating system ay ang mga applications at mga iba pang tumatakbo nga proseso na may memorya na kailangan ay nilalaan nila upang sa resources allocation and sharings. Some computer system can be multitask. Example, several programs can run at once. The OS allocates processing time, memory, and resources each. Ang resources allocation ay pagiging balance ng isang gawain at mga kinakailangang skills at kung saan sanay ang isang manggagawa. Effective resources allocation should ensure work is divided evenly among all resources to prevent staff burnout. Ang epektibong resources allocation ay dapat magbigay ng kapangyarihan sa mga koponan sa pamamagitan ng pagtiyak na ang mga pagkukuhanan ay may mga kasanayan, kaalaman at pagsasanay na kinakailangan upang makumpleto ang inilaang gawain. Backing store management. The OS maintains a directory of the HDD so that files and free space can be located quickly. The OS controls the transfer of the data from disk to memory and back again. Ang backing store ay karaniwang bahagi ng hard disk na ginagamit para sa isang file space ng system upang mag-imbak ng data na kasalukuyang wala sa pangunahing memory. Bagging is a memory management system that allows a computer to store and retrieve data from secondary storage for use in main. Create, modify, and delete files and folders. Copy and duplicate files and interrupt handling. The OS will detect interrupt. Example, when the printer's out of paper, when the user is pressing the escape key, or when a hardware device or an application is malfunctioning. The OS will display the appropriate error message and may suggest corrective action to the user. The process that runs when an interrupt is generated by hardware or software. Process management, it helps OS to create and delete processes. It also provides mechanism for synchronization and communication among processes. Process management refers to aligning process with process architecture, establishing process measurement system that align with organizational goals and education process effectively. File management, it manages all the file-related activities such as organization, storage, retrieval, naming, sharing, and protection of files. The process and act of creating an organized structure in which you store information for every retrieval. Next is device management. It keeps track of all devices. This module also responsible for this task is known as the I/O controller. It also performs the task of allocation and deallocation of the device. Enables organization to administer and maintain devices, including virtual machines, physical computers, mobile devices. Device management is a critical component of any organization security strategy. System management. One of the main objects of any OS is to hide the peculiarities of that hardware devices from the user. I/O system management, input or output management, involves controlling the flow of data into and out of a data processing complex. I is secondary storage management. Systems have several levels of storage, which includes primary storage, secondary storage, and cache storage. Instruction and data must be stored in primary storage or cache so that a running program can reference it. It is a classical feature of database. Job accounting. It keeps track of time and resources used by the various job end user. It's the process of assigning incurred costs, variable and fixed, to a specific job, project, or client. Communication management, the coordination and assignment of compliers, interpreters, and other software resources of the various user of the computer system. Communication management is an umbrella term referring the flow of information within a company or between multiple companies. It focuses on reaching a company's target audience by planning and implementing different methods of communication. Batch operating system. Some computer processes are very lengthy and time-consuming to speed the same process. A job with a similar type of needs are batched together and run as a group. The user of a batch operating system never directly interacts with the computer. In this type of OS, every user prepares his or her job on an offline device like a punch card and submit it to the computer operator.